got time for one more question. So what we're going to be doing is each panelist is going to have about 30 seconds to give their view on this one particular question. Now, in my research for this, I saw that 52% of teachers within their first 5 years of their career drop out of the profession. And that's linked with another stat that said only 50% of university students within the education faculty graduate. So put those two together, only around 25% of people that start the journey of education stay with it long term. What can an early career teacher do to make sure that they're part of that 25%? And what can they do to support themselves long term and stay within the education profession? Louis, would you like to start with that one? And then we'll go down the line, only about 30 seconds each.
Okay. Look, I'm not sure I'm the best person to ask. I don't necessarily agree with all of those things that people are saying. Obviously, it depends on you as a person and what you're looking for. Don't believe everything you read on the website. The best chance and the best opportunity you have is to read what a school is like, is to walk in the door. And I don't mean without an appointment, whatever, to try to get in, sense the culture, because I tell you, in education, there's a lot of this, and it rarely translates to looking like that in action. They talk about universities and what with their teaching in unis and how schools look. Lots of schools are lost in the dark ages. I'm saying if it's something you love and it's really important to you and you're driven by it, find the place or the space that's going to best align with you. Now, I know that's probably ideal when most of you have had no money for 4 years and you really want to get out and be independent. But make that choice wisely. Give yourself time to find somewhere that's like-minded and relates. And I don't mind a spelling mistake occasionally, because to me it feels a bit more real, just saying.
Liz?
It's a really good question. I think the best thing you can do, again, I'm all about the support network, creating one for yourself. Cut yourself some slack as well. I was really harsh on myself for probably the first, right up until now. I've been very, very harsh on myself with my teaching. But you just need to tell yourself it's going to be okay. Everyone messes up. What you notice that you mess up, your students don't even pick up on it sometimes. You're lucky if they're paying that much attention to you. So just try and relax a little bit, would be my advice.
Scott?
Be honest with yourself. All right? Be honest with yourself. Why are you going into teaching? You've got to ask yourself that question. All right? If you know why, you know it's not a job. All right? This isn't a job, it's a calling. You're called to it. All right? And it's one of those things, as you were talking about, the teachers who are trying to put you off. If you get put off by that, you shouldn't be teaching. That's my answer. No, I know you wouldn't have been, but what I'm saying is people who get put off by that shouldn't be there. All right? And you know why, instinctively, or you don't. All right? And it's about having that determination. You've got to be determined. You've got to be determined to find the right environment for yourself. You've got to be determined to do the best by the kids. And that's why we're all there. That's why we're there.
Adam?
It's about creating a really good support network for yourself. Liz came in. Liz actually sits about this far away from me in the staff room. Our desks are next to each other, and she's a roller coaster ride every day. And her emotions, everything's wild. So, but for both of us, we creating really good friendships in the staff room. Like another colleague, Dan, he's here as well today, and Dan and I travelled last year to Tanzania together as part of a school trip, and things like that cement and bond and firm a lot of things. And you guys will walk in as the young teachers of the group, but I think there's about 17 years difference between Liz and I, but we can talk about the same bad 90s pop music and play stuff on YouTube while we've got spare periods. So it's all about building that network of friends and support around you within the staff room.
Melinda?
My key word would be collaboration. Just make sure you collaborate with everyone around you. And yes, there will be people who won't want to collaborate with you and they'll want to stay in their classrooms. But find those people who do and talk with them. And if you've had a rough lesson, go and talk with them and have a space where you can debrief, or even talk to your cat when you get home. And make sure that you are making those links with people and you are getting out of your classroom. And if you're lucky to be in a school that's very innovative and has open and flexible learning places, that's even better, because you get to watch and observe and see what everyone does, and you pick up little bits and pieces. Even myself, after 25 years, I'm still learning, I'm still growing.
Lou?
all of that, but understand that on any given day, if you've got 5 classes, you've been exposed to 150 different variations and variables that you cannot control. And you beat yourself up for the first 2 or 3 years, and I have this conversation regularly with my son, oh, that lesson didn't go so well. Why? There are so many variables that you don't control in that teaching space. You're there being the best you can be. And if you can look at yourself at the end of every lesson and go, well, I gave that the best shot, what have I learned, how can I be better, and move on. But stop self-flagellating, because otherwise you just get a very sore arm. It's a complex calling that we go into, and the students, you can't control so much of that stuff. And I've worked in very low SES schools and I've worked in really high SES schools. They're all complex. So, just hang on, the collaborations, the network, the support, and just enjoy the ride. I've been doing it 35 years. I love it.